like Batman and shit.
Yeah, the Dark Knight of charity.
When I feel anxious, I'll eat and then I'll feel so much better. It's like an unhealthy self-soothing technique that I shouldn't say it's unhealthy because listen, you gotta eat, you know? Uh-oh. Avocado down, baby. The hardest days for me, I think, are probably the days I don't want to be on camera because it's a large part of my job. I just can't be on camera. There's just something going on in my head and I just can't face myself. Like right now, I can see myself in a screen and some days that's just impossible for me to see. And for you, it might just be on. Like you're just not on that day. And you just want to curl up in a little ball and eat potato chips, which is fine. It's fine for a day or two. But after that, you kind of just have to like get out there and like push through it. One of the things I do to trick myself into like getting into that creative mindset again is just grabbing a camera and going outside. It's the best thing. I've done it for years and it coaxes my spirit back alive again. Because on those bad days, sometimes you feel like you're fucking just, there's just nothing there's nothing that you can offer the world. Come on, missus. So pretty. The second I take the leash off of her, she's so much happier. I can just feel it in her spirit. She's just like, yay, I'm actually free. It's also just a very beautiful day out here. I'm a pretty big sticky note guy, and I have them stuck around my apartment. And the one that I love recently is quiet the mind, because the way my brain manifests its anxiety is through rumination. And so I get stuck on an idea, and that idea walks in circles in my brain. What's helped me is just to talk about it and just to share what's on my mind. And the funny part is the sponsor of today's video has helped me through a lot of those days, which is BetterHelp. So thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's video and for genuinely helping me the last 3 years work out the things that get stuck up here. But yeah, I've been in therapy for 3 years now, and I do find that I look forward to this session. I leave therapy feeling lighter and just with so much more clarity. I think starting anything is the hardest part, but BetterHelp makes it so much easier and less intimidating. No traffic, no waiting rooms. You can just do it in the comfort of your own home. And BetterHelp can match you to one of over 30,000 therapists in their network, which gives you access to a much wider range of expertise than may be available in your city. It's super easy to get started. You fill out a little questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with your therapist, in most cases within 48 hours or less. Join over 4 million people who have chosen BetterHelp to start living a healthier, happier life. If you're gonna sign up, please use my code. It's betterhelp.com/MarkE. Clicking the link not only supports my channel, but also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you.
If you carry it over your stuff, you should carry your work bag on. Wait, look at art. This is a good read on the world. You realize that?
So this is my second apartment in LA that doesn't have a dishwasher. And so I was thinking to myself, I cook a lot. I have a lot of dishes, generally speaking. I'm actually doing the cutting board trick right now. When you have guests over, instead of doing your dishes, just throw a cutting board over it and it looks like you have a clean sink. So that one's for free. But anyways, I did very minimal research and I found a portable dishwasher that you can just put on top of your countertop. Bing, bang, boom, baby. It's about the size of a microwave, and it's got like a little light in there. And I wanted to show you guys what it looked like with like a full load in here before I ran it. It's not a ton of room in here, but for one man, it's perfect. There's like a 1 gallon water reservoir in the back. You fill that up, and then there's a little tube back here that you run and then just place it in your sink, and so it drains after it runs the cycle. The brand is Comfy, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's on Amazon. I give it 2 thumbs up, but I'm holding the camera, so. Dude, what are you? You're so cool. I thought it was like a hummingbird at first, like a little baby hummingbird. I think it's just like a moth with a really long antenna. My favorite website on the entire internet is this thing called youtube.com. Recently, I found this guy named Garrett's Adventures. He's like a 19-year-old who learned how to sail and recently sailed across the Pacific Ocean. The ocean. That's crazy. The other night, I watched his 3-part, hour-and-a-half adventure film of crossing the Pacific Ocean. And my biggest takeaway from it was how unfazed he was when things just weren't going his way. At one point, his phone got wet and he lost communication and GPS. And then the next day, a giant wave came over his boat and soaked his mattress and his living quarters. And then the next day, his wind meter got destroyed. He did all of this with a smile on his face. And I was just like, man, what a good perspective to have on it. There were a few times where he just, I don't know exactly what he said. Maybe I'll just cut to it right here. But he was just like, yeah, maybe we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
And I'm looking outside and they're like 10, 12, 15 feet on the big ones. It's nuts. But whatever, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll figure it out. My phone, I think it's broken. I'm gonna have no satellite communication for the rest of the trip, which isn't ideal, but maybe it's good for me to fully ditch the phone for a while.
That's mostly what I watch at night. Random adventure people on YouTube. So if you have any people that you're watching and you're like, hey, I need to share this person, drop it down below. Let's get a little list going on of adventure people of YouTube. I was just watching John Mulaney's Netflix show called Everybody's in LA. A lot of the jokes made about Los Angeles on the show were all about like LA makes no sense and it's expensive and there's crime and all of these things which could be said about most cities in the world, but the confusion about LA like doesn't I get it. Like I understand it and I'm not confused by any of it. I fell in love with the city years ago, probably before I even moved here in 2016. Watching movies growing up like The Big Lebowski and films set here in Hollywood and LA. I just loved it. I can tap into the vibes of California. So yeah, needless to say, I'm just still very grateful that I get to live here again. I lived here for 4 years and then I moved out here again last year, which I really never thought I'd live here again, which made me really sad. It was just like a mental block I had in my head. But we're here and I'm just really grateful to be here. All right, I'm gonna go to bed. Love ya. See ya. Bye.